All right, what's up, guys? Let's see. We are on week 4 of a new training plan. And today's a harder day, and I feel like, to be honest, on my harder days, I don't tend to film. I think lately I've been coming out with one video a week, and some things are changing. So I'm gonna start posting, I believe, 3 times a week. Right now we're looking at that. Might start with 2 and then go to 3, but I think right now it's 3. I think with 3 a week, you're gonna get days like today. Today's a little bit harder on me mentally, and I weighed in today at 189.5 pounds. I'm not happy with that weight at all. I think internally, I'm just like, what's going on, you know? I'd say for the first 2 weeks, my dieting was perfect. Like, not a single calorie over. I think the first week I got all the way down to like the 185s, around there. And then week 2, I got into the 183s, like pretty low. And then I was thinking, you know, okay, I'm dropping weight a little too fast, like over 2 pounds. And doing my, you know, calculations, I was probably losing a little over 2 pounds per week based off the calories and my exercise. So then I decided, okay, let's have a maintenance day. And I do think that my maintenance day is probably a little bit over. And then I think that kind of just got me off a little bit. So I had like 1, 2, 3 days there where I wasn't dieting as well. And a lot of the reasoning for that was because, okay, well, I'm losing weight really well. But I want to say nothing overblown, right? Just normal. So right now I think everything's been kind of getting back dialed in, right? We're getting back into it. And my weight's just so high. It's so super depressing, actually. Overall, not the happiest. I think a lot of it is just water weight, to be honest with you. I think my body's just, you know, I had a surplus of carbs, so my body's holding on to more water weight. Maybe it's being a little more finicky. We'll see. A little more finicky, holding on to more water because it knows I'm not gonna be giving it as much. Who knows? Also, on the low, something that you don't exactly love talking about, the bathroom situation. It's been a little bit for me, so I think that could also be adding on to it. That's a fun topic. But overall, though, I think today's a little bit harder to just kind of get the ball rolling, but no excuses. I'm gonna go in, we're gonna do it, and then at this week, I'm expecting it to be in the 183s by the end of this week. We'll see. I think everybody's struggling with this. Whenever you're dieting, you're gonna have a high day and you're like, what the heck happened? And then a lot of times the next day, it's just so much lower. I'm also pretty sore in some muscle groups, so maybe I'm just holding on more water in those muscle groups. Who knows? You know, body's finicky. That's why I tend to like to go off the 7-day moving average. But so I think this is more the raw side of the videos that typically I'm probably not showing, because who wants to film on a day where you're 189.5? Like, that's right where I started. To me, that's insane. But I promise you, though, I'm not that. Like, for the most part, other than like a couple days here and there, I've been doing so good at dieting, so good at the exercise. So you got to get over it. It's easier when it's not you. Like, tell a coaching client, you know, like, just get over it. You're fine. But anyways, we're gonna go and lift, smash the workout, smash the dieting. That's the hard part sometimes. Right now it's 7 o'clock, so my workouts have definitely been getting a little bit longer. Each week I've been adding an additional set onto my workouts. So for back, I started to add in like one additional set of bicep just to get the secondary muscle in there. So yeah, it's really been taking me about an hour and 15 minutes. So getting up there in time for sure, especially with about 25 minutes of cardio. It is adding up, but we'll see. I was supposed to be adding on an additional exercise with 3 sets. We'll see if I'm going to continue on with that, because that can really add on some additional time, and I don't really think my muscles need it. Lately, my shoulders, because yesterday was a chest day, my shoulders are actually a little sore today, and my chest, of course, but shoulders are never really that sore, so I feel like my workouts have been getting better, more intense, so that's good. We are gonna go eat breakfast. All right, guys, so we are gonna start off the day with one of my staples for breakfast. I'm having 6 eggs. It's made up of 2 whole eggs, 4 egg whites, some turkey, and some cheese. Pretty much have this every day. Sometimes they might add an egg or 2, or maybe a piece of toast, but today I'm just gonna have this and leave the calories for the other meals. All right, guys, so just finished up prepping lunch, and that's really just taking a rotisserie chicken and taking it off the bone and getting 10.5 ounces of chicken. Really just trying to have a good lunch, something that has a lot of protein, and something that's gonna keep me full throughout the day. Also, one thing to note, I took off all of the skin, so it's really just the chicken, no skin, very little dark meat, which the dark meat tends to have a little more fat in it. So it's actually leaner than what most rotisserie chicken is. Also, as I'm packing up basically all my food to go to work, I figured I'd share with you everything. So this is just my day of eating, right? So every single calorie tracked. So the other thing I'm having, so multivitamin fish oil, I always put in this little container. So fish oil, it is 10 calories per fish oil pill. Multivitamin is 0 calories. If it's a gummy, there's probably calories there. There is calories there, I should say. And then I'm also having energy drink. Typically I want either an energy drink or probably a second coffee throughout the day. I'm a caffeine addict, but I do track it. So I think this one should be 10 calories. Oh, this one's 15. So 15 calories, everything will be tracked. All right, guys, so I just got home, gonna have a snack. I am having 100 calories worth of some frozen grapes. Just got some grapes at Aldi the other day. Just put them in the freezer because kind of enjoy them more that way. All right, guys, so I'm going to kind of wrap up what I ended up eating for the rest of the day. A lot of it I ended up filming, just not really talking about it. So we're gonna talk about it. So this definitely wasn't my typical day of eating. I'd say for my protein, I hit a good amount of protein, but I did not hit my goals at all. But you'll see that even me not hitting my protein goal, I still hit more than the majority of people will ever hit, and still a good amount for me. Basically what I ended up eating was, for dinner, I had a microwavable kind of meal. And it was pork ribs and a little bit of sauce. I picked one of those packets up at Aldi. Those taste really good, super easy to make. There is a good amount of carbs in it, but for it, let's get into that. It was 510 calories, 54 grams of protein, 36 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of fat. Now, something I don't exactly like about that meal itself is it is 100% meat, but there's a lot of carbs in it. So I'm just assuming all the sauces that go in it. I mean, it does taste really good, so kind of makes sense. So that's basically my dinner. The rest of the day, I had a lot of calories, so it was really just snacks, which I like to have that kind of a day every now and then because I'm definitely a snacker. So just having one big meal, kind of just a bunch of meat, getting some protein in, and then just the rest of the day just filling up, snacking. And you'll kind of see based on what I'm eating. I had the grapes the first time, and then I ended up having a second thing of grapes. I just really like the grapes, frozen grapes. I feel like that's gonna be my new thing, who knows. And then I ended up having 2 Fudge Pops throughout the day. Both of them are 40 calories and they are sugar-free. No, Fudge Pops aren't bad. I feel like people think that Fudge Pops are bad, and I mean, it's a low-calorie dessert. It's much better to have a 40-calorie Fudge Pop than to go out and get ice cream somewhere. You know, if it hits your craving, that's all that matters. Then I had 1 ounce of some cashews. I ended up picking up some cashews at Aldi. I love the taste, but I ended up kind of getting rid of them just because I like them too much, and they are so many calories for what you get.
So for 1 ounce of cashews, it was 160 calories. That is an insane amount, especially when you see the volume of food. There's like nothing there. And then for snacking, I finished with a bag of 100 calorie popcorn. Love having that. It's something that's awesome to snack on. It typically takes me the longest of all the snacks, next to some frozen fruit to eat. So always like to throw that in the mix every now and then. As you can see, I really had a ton of different snacks. Basically just my way for eating somewhat healthy, but also a way for me to somewhat hit most of my macros, but also have a good amount of snacking in the day. So I ended up at 1,897 calories. I had 3 calories to spare. I only hit 178 grams of protein out of my goal of 214. Yes, I'm pretty off by my goal. I still got almost 180 grams of protein. For me, I typically try to go about 1 gram per pound that I weigh. I think anything more than that is just awesome. But for me, I think my minimum is more around the 180 area. For my carbs, I hit 139 grams of carbs, and I'm supposed to be hitting 143 grams, so hit that perfectly. And for my fat, the one part where I went over quite a bit, so I had 73 grams of fat, and I'm only supposed to be getting about 53, and that's okay. I think a lot of the foods that I kind of wanted had a little bit of fat in it, but I figured I'd make it work. All right, guys, so that was my full day of eating. If you like content like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more.